Hello, I'm Dr. Mikey Mewborn, and this is the course History of the Baptist. I'm so glad that you've enrolled in this course at Mid-America. This is going to be a wonderful course for you and really for anyone who's interested in understanding the background of the Baptist faith. Now, there are a lot of wonderful things that have come from the Baptist faith, and of course, we'll touch on those. But there's also a side to the Baptist faith, or there's what some people would call maybe a black eye in the Baptist faith. And we're going to look at some of those things as well. So we'll be studying different characters, different events, things like that. But before we get started in looking at the syllabus for this course, I just want to tell you quickly who I am. I am the Associate Dean of the College at Mid-America, as well as the Campus Life Director. And so if you have any questions dealing with campus life or anything like that, you can definitely email me or call me. You can ask me any questions about campus life, and I will try my best to answer those. And if I can't answer them, then my assistant, Mary Hale, will also do a great job trying to answer that as well, or those questions as well. So you can contact her or contact both of us at campuslife@mabts.edu. And as always, you can call. Now, what I want to do is I want us to look at the syllabus, and it's interesting syllabus because there are two different syllabi for this course, because we have some students that are enrolled in this class that are college level or they're undergraduate level. And then we also have people that are in the master's level section of this course. And so we have students that are in the college at Mid-America as well as the seminary. And so I'm going to be looking at both of those syllabi today. And what I'll probably do, a lot of it's the same as far as what you'll be looking at or the lessons we'll be going through. But then when we get into papers, projects, reading, things like that, there will be differences. And so I'll make sure that I highlight those as we get going through this course. And so you can go ahead and take your syllabus and you can pull that out if you want to go ahead and read that with me. That way we're tracking together. But this is History of the Baptist, CH 6150. That's for the master's level course. It's a 3-hour course, summer session, June 1st through July 31st. And of course, we call this an online course because everybody taking it is taking it on the online platform. But also, it is set up for the undergraduate level, which is C831 or CH3150. And so make sure that you know that you definitely, if you have access to this course, you're in this course, but I want to make sure that we are recognizing those numbers because that's what you have enrolled into or registered for. But you have my information here. So I'm Mikey Mewborn. My email address is mmewborn@mabts.edu. My cell phone number is there for you to use. It's 901-483-1396. And then also my email address is probably going to be the easiest way to get in contact with me. So yes, you have my contact information there. You can always call the school as well, and we'll definitely get back to you with that line of communication. But I want you to know you're free to text me, you're free to call me, but the best way to do anything within the academic realm is usually through email. It's the normal way of doing things. We have track records of things like that. We can always go back and we can look at those and see what's needed. So if you will, email your questions to me or email anything that you want to email, and I will definitely be sure and get back with you on those things or about those things. And so let's go ahead and get started in the course description, and then I'll be sharing with you what the requirements are. This course will serve as an interpretive survey of the history of the Baptist from the 17th century to the present. 3 specific divisions include the rise and development of early Baptists. Number 2, Baptist beginnings in the United States to the formation of the Southern Baptist Convention. Number 3, the history of the Southern Baptist Convention to the present. You'll be fascinated by our study with the Southern Baptist Convention. It has had a lot of ups and downs over time, but it's been an incredible entity that's helped missions, really international missions, national missions. It's been an incredible ministry for Baptists in general, and so we'll be looking a lot at that. But just all of Baptist history is very unique. It's very special, and you'll find it interesting. Let's look at the course objectives. Number one, to nurture historical critical thinking. Number two, to demonstrate a broad understanding of the historical development of Baptist theology, institutions, and lifestyles from the 17th century to the present. Number three, to develop an awareness of biblical importance of Baptist views. Number four, to gain an understanding of the origin and development of the Southern Baptist Convention. Number five, to apply knowledge of the Baptist past to current issues and problems in Baptist life. And number six, to create a desire within the student to make reading in Baptist history and theology a lifelong pursuit essential to his life as a Baptist minister. Now, I've told you that this class is not just for the Baptist minister. Even though a person that's going to work at a Baptist church, a pastor maybe that's going to be, or someone that's going to pastor in a Baptist church, this is going to be very helpful for them. I would say that most of our parishioners or most of people in the congregation don't know anything about the Baptist faith. They know the word Baptist and they think that that means we baptize by immersion, and that's just it. That's all that we really are. But there's so much more to a person that calls themselves a Baptist. Some people just like to say they're Baptistic, and that's good too. It's the idea that they understand where they came from, or understand who they're associated with or affiliated with, or the church that they're a part of that endorses that type of teaching and that faith. That's always important to know. But when we think about a person that is a Baptist, they're going to have some tenets of their faith that'll be very, very unique to them and very unique to that group of people or that fellowship of people who would call themselves Baptists. And so you're going to enjoy these different distinctions. And sometimes in the Baptist faith, we call them distinctives. I don't really think that's a word, but it's used often to explain who we are or who a person is as a Baptist. And so that's always helpful for us. So that's the course description as well as course objectives. And so that's good for both the undergraduate as well as the master's level. And so now let's go ahead and jump into the course requirements. I'm going to first look at the master's level with the seminary, and I want to give those course requirements first. Number one, and this will be really for both, syllabus signature page. Each student must read and understand the syllabus in its entirety. Failure to do so will be a 3% deduction on the student's final grade. The way that you can let me know that you've read it is just send me, after you've read it, send me an email that says, I have read the syllabus in its entirety by Tuesday, June the 2nd, okay? So that's coming up very soon, but you need to be in the syllabus. You need to know what it's saying right away. And that'll also be the same thing that's required for all those who are in the undergraduate level section of this course as well. Required reading. The required text for this course, number one, for the master's level, is going to be The Baptist Heritage by Leon Macbeth. So you have to read that book in its entirety. Then number two, in addition to reading the textbook, you will also read 100 pages in journal articles on subjects related to Baptist history. All reading will be reported at the end of the semester. And the other thing, the textbook that I'll just say is always have your Bible with you. And I'll be using the ESV throughout this course. So just in case you're wondering, but I'll be using the ESV Bible, English Standard Version Bible, throughout the course. So for the master's level section, it's reading the Baptist Heritage and also reading 100 pages of journal articles that fall under the category of Baptist history. So the way that you're going to show me that you've read everything is at the end of the course, you're going to send me an email that says, I have read whatever percentage it is of the reading. And so you can look at all the pages that are expected to read and then just give me the percentage. Did you read half? Did you read 75% of the reading? Did you read 90%? Did you read 100%? I hope everybody reads 100%. I mean, what we're reading is just fascinating. So I hope that you're doing that. So that's what's required for the master's level. The bachelor's level, the reading is a little less. You're only required to read Leon Macbeth's The Baptist Heritage. So just read that. You're not going to be finding the articles, but you'll still be reading that. Now, let's talk a little bit about attendance policy and exam days and things like that. Each student is expected to view and participate in every class, lesson, or session to benefit from learning experiences. Per the seminary policy, per the college policy, students are allowed a maximum of 9 absences. Now, really, this is an intense summer session. I'm expecting you not to have absences really throughout this time. You can't do it as far as I'm concerned with this. You need to push forward and make sure that you're making everything happen because there's so much information, and it'll come up on the midterm, and it's going to come up on the final exam, also quizzes throughout. So make sure that you know that. Student handbook policy is a big point that you need to be a part of or need to know, so make sure that you're aware of that as well. Posting in the interactive forum will be used to mark attendance as well as participation grade. And so we'll talk more about the posting in just a little bit. But I want to tell you that there's something else that I require our students to do. At the end of every week, you'll see this in Moodle. You'll see that there's a place called checklist, and you need to go in there and you need to check off that you've done all the assignments for the week. So for instance, have you done the reading? Have you watched the videos? And have you posted? Okay, so you're gonna have to post in the interactive form. And the checklist at the end of the week is going to be one of the ways that I will be giving you grade for participation as well as attendance. Now, the interactive forums and your checklist are the ways that I will be taking attendance. So you need to be filling in or need to be posting, you need to be doing your work throughout the week, and that's the way it will be counted. And so make sure that you're doing those things. As I said, these checklists are really important. Make sure that you do that. So that's for the seminary side, that's for the college side. Look for the checklist, make sure that you fill those out, and you'll see them. So, and by the way, you need to fill those out by Sunday night. So that week starts on Monday, it'll end on Sunday. So starts on June 1st. So it'll end on whatever that next Sunday is, right? So make sure, I think that's June 7th. So on June 7th at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, that's when you have to have your checklist done by. So make sure you get those done. That's college, that's undergraduate, as well as master's level. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about posting, because this is for both college as well as the seminary. Posting for online students. Students are required to post comments online for each class session for their participation grade. Students should respond to both questions posted by the professor and respond to at least one post of another student in the class, all right? So you must post at least 4 different times, and that's responding to me as well as responding to a student, because you're going to have about 4 to 5 classes, sessions per week, and that you're going to need to get in there and take care of. And so if you fail to do this, it will be a hit on your participation grade. It'll be a hit on your grade in general. So make sure that you answer the questions that I post. So I'm going to put an interactive forum. I'll pose a question on the interactive forum. I'll post it. And then you just respond to my question. You'll answer that one. And then you'll also go on and respond to a post that somebody else has given. It's really simple. If you have any questions about that, definitely contact me. But once we get going, the week is going to be fast paced. As we get going, you'll see how it works. But I would encourage you, post early on. And so what you'll do is you will see within every week on Moodle, the online platform, you will see interactive forum. Click on interactive forum, go in there, and you will see session 1, question 1, or session 2, question 2, or whatever it might say there. And so it'll tell you exactly the question that I'll post for you or give to you, but then you will need to not only answer that, but then of course, comment on somebody else's. Very simple. If you've never done it before, don't get too worried. You'll figure it out very quickly, okay? And I will be looking at those postings in your syllabus. There's a rubric that I will use to give credit for that. So remember, posting is for college level as well as master's level. So everybody enrolled in this class needs to be posting in the interactive forum. All right, so let's continue on. Exams and quizzes. Each student will complete both a midterm exam as well as a final exam. And the final will not be a comprehensive, so don't worry about that. Along with the exams, there will be quizzes that will be given periodically. So make sure that you're looking for those quizzes. I will try to give you a few days advance or a couple of days, letting you know what's coming up, what the quiz is going to be about, and that way you'll know. Also, for exams, midterm, final exam, I'm going to give you a review, so don't worry about that. I'll give you plenty of time to study as well as know what's going to be on those tests, so that'll be helpful for you as well. But make sure that you log in to the quizzes or the exams at the time that I've set for those. There are no makeups. I give you so much time. You might be able to take it early, but here's the deal. Once it's open, you'll probably have either an hour or 2 hours or whatever to take it when it's open or once you start it. But you'll probably be given 3 days in order to submit it. So for instance, if the test runs from Thursday morning to Sunday night, let's say it runs from Thursday morning to Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Well, once you click onto it, you'll have, if it's a quiz, maybe it's 30 minutes to take it. But if it's the final exam or midterm, you might have an hour and a half to take it. But once you start it, that's how long you'll have. But I'll give you plenty of time. I'll give you days that you'll be able to open it up. So don't worry about all of that. You'll be able to do it within your time, within your time frame. If you're going to be out of the country, you need to let me know early. You need to let me know. Let me know before the test even opens. Because if you say, well, the final exam or the midterm is set during a time that I'm on a mission trip, or I'm going to be out of the country, I'm not going to have internet access, that's going to be problematic, right? So we need to make sure that you're able to take it, but you got to let me know that on the front end. That way we can make arrangements for that, okay? All right, let's go ahead and talk about the class project. So this is going to be different. Let me talk first about the master's level course of Baptist History, 6150. And so this class project, the student is going to submit toward the end of the course an 18-page, or approximate 18 pages, double-spaced paper related to a topic from the class. All topics must be approved by the professor. So please let me know early on. I'm probably going to send you an email saying, hey, I need to know your project, what you're going to be writing about. So let me know. So in the master's level, in the seminary, you'll be writing this paper that has to be approved by the professor. It needs to be written within and according to Kate Turabian, a manual for writers of term papers and theses, as well as dissertations, and it needs to be the 9th edition. So make sure that you know about that, the 2018 edition. Also, you can use the Mid-America Baptist Theological Seminary Turabian Guide. That is so helpful. I used that all through seminary, my time in seminary. It was extremely helpful for me. If you need a Turabian guide, I can get that to you. I can make that available to you. You might even have that. I know that Campus Life, we try to send that out early in the year. So maybe you have that. If you don't, please let us know in Campus Life and we will get that to you. Okay, so here's what you need to know for the master's level. You're gonna write an 18-page paper, approximately 18 pages, and it's going to be 15 pages. Now, here's why that breaks down. 15 pages or full pages of text. Then you're going to have a title page, of course, contents page, bibliography, and that's where you're seeing the 18 pages that's going to come into play. You're going to need a minimum of 20 sources, which includes at least 4 scholarly journals, must be cited in the paper. Paper will be due on the day indicated in this course. The paper for the master's level is worth 25% of your grade. So make sure that you know about that. And I'll be using the rubric that's in this syllabus to grade that paper. So make sure that you're very careful with that. All right. Also, one of the things, and you can always email me about any questions that you have with that paper. One of the things that I want to mention here is the honor code. And so for a master's level or college level, you need to make sure that your work is your work. Plagiarism will not be tolerated. We definitely don't want to see anything like that. We must be above board in everything that we do. And so any violations within a paper, such as plagiarism, is grounds for failure of this course. And so if you need to know more about that, you can look in the student handbook or the seminary honor code, and they'll both be given in there. All right. So let me say that for the master's level course, this is your project, major project that you need to turn in. Now, let me share with you, just for those who are in the college at Mid-America or undergraduate course, let me share with you what's expected with the project. Now, the college students they'll write a 10-page paper, completed pages, double space, a paper related to the class or to Baptist history. All topics must be cleared by the professor, so make sure that you email me at the time that I give you later on. The student will write a research paper to conform to MLA using the MLA Handbook, 8th edition. You must have a minimum of 8 sources. A minimum of half your sources must be books, so make sure that you know that. A minimum of half of them have to be books. You may only use credible scholarly journals and websites. Wikipedia, personal websites, blogs are not to be used as scholarly sources. All papers for the class, 12-point font, Times New Roman, and the instructor's selected bibliography near the end of the syllabus may be a useful guide to formatting your own works cited page. And so you see that in the syllabus as well. This paper will be due on the date indicated in class. Late papers will be penalized 5 points per day. That's the same for the seminary or the master's level course, 5 points per day. This paper is worth 20% of the final grade. So make sure that you know that, right? This is very important. Even with college level, I know it's MLA style, which is different than the master's level Turabian style, but people writing in the MLA style can benefit from the Turabian guide as well. Yes, the formatting will be completely different, but there are a lot of helpful hints in the Turabian guide. And so just kind of food for thought there if you want to look at that. Honor code, it's very important, as you see in your syllabus. Plagiarism will not be tolerated. It's a violation of Mid-America's honor code and just code of conduct in general. Okay, so make sure that you know these things. Now, both the seminary as well as the College of Mid-America students enrolled in Baptist history will write a 3 to 5 page book review. So about the book, Baptist Heritage. And so you're both going to be doing that. Make sure that you do that and submit that in the time that's laid out for you in your syllabus. Now, one of the things that's important for all students at Mid-America, we started this last year, and it's been a very wonderful, it's been a helpful tool for faculty as well as our students. It's made our students better writers, and it's helped with grading. It's been a wonderful thing. But all students at Mid-America are required to use Grammarly software when submitting any work. So if it's a book review, if it's a project, a paper, whatever it might be, it needs to be run through Grammarly software. And all of our students have access to Grammarly software. It's something that you have. So if you have any questions about that, or you can't get into your accounts, definitely contact my office at Campus Life at mabts.edu. Really contact Mary Hale, and she will get you connected with Grammarly software. That way you will have clean papers, and you'll do really well in the course. All right, so now let's get started looking at late assignments, because we've talked about a lot of the requirements. Let's look at late assignments. All assignments, including reading reports, are expected to be turned in on the indicated due date at the beginning of class period, or whether or not you are present. So what that's just saying is you got to turn your things in on the day that they're due. That's what we're looking at there. Late assignments will be penalized 5 points per day. Just don't be late with things, okay? All right. Missed exams. Exams missed due to excused absences can be made up with prior submission from the professor. So that's prior to it happening. Like I said, if you're going on a trip or something happens, definitely let me know beforehand if you can. Of course, emergencies we can't always know, and I'll definitely find out from you at a later time. But definitely let me know what's going on with all of that. Okay, now let's look at class grading. Let's look at the seminary side of it. Let's look at the master's level first. Okay, participation grade 10%, midterm exam 20%, final exam 20%, paper 25%, assigned reading 15%, book review 10%. Okay, if you look at class grading for the college, undergraduate, participation 10, midterm exam 20, final exam 20, paper 25, assigned reading 15, and book review is 10. And I think it said earlier on in the paper is worth 20% of the final grade. Let me just go ahead and make a correction there. It is 25%. And so make sure that you know that it is 25%. Paper will be, and I'll make the correction on our syllabus as we go. So it is 25%. All right. So as we continue on through our syllabus, we also see the different grades